The beginning of everything, the Big Bang. The idea that the universe was suddenly born and is not infinite. Up to the middle of the 20th century, most scientists thought of the universe as infinite and ageless. Until Einstein's theory of relativity gave us a better understanding of gravity, and Edwin Hubble discovered that galaxies are moving apart from one another in a way that fits previous predictions. In 1964, by accident, cosmic background radiation was discovered, a relic of the early universe, which together with other observational evidence made the Big Bang the accepted theory in science. Since then, improved technology like the Hubble telescope has given us a pretty good picture of the Big Bang and the structure of the cosmos. Recent observations even seem to suggest that the expansion of the universe is accelerating. But how did this Big Bang work? How can something come from nothing? Let's explore what we know. We can ignore the beginning part for now. First of all, the Big Bang was not an explosion. It was all space, stretching everywhere, all at once. The universe started very, very, very small and quickly expanded to the size of a football. The universe didn't expand into anything, space was just expanding into itself. The universe cannot expand into anything because the universe has no borders. There is, by definition, no outside the universe. The universe is all there is. In this hot, dense environment, energy manifested itself in particles that existed only for the tiniest glimpses of time. From gluons, pairs of quarks were created, which destroyed one another, perhaps after giving off more gluons. These found other short-lived quarks to interact with, forming new quark pairs and gluons again. Matter and energy were not just theoretically equivalent, it was so hot they were practically the same stuff. Somewhere around this time, matter won over antimatter. Today, we're left with almost all matter and nearly no antimatter at all. Somehow, 1,000,000,001 matter particles were formed for every 1,000,000,000 particles of antimatter. Instead of one massive ultimate force in the universe, there were now several refined versions of it acting under different rules. By now, the universe has stretched to 1 billion kilometers in diameter, which leads to a decrease in temperature. The cycle of quarks being born and converted back to energy suddenly stops. From now on, we work with what we have. Quarks begin forming new particles, hadrons, like protons and neutrons. There are many, many combinations of quarks that can form all sorts of hadrons, but only very few are reasonably stable for any length of time. Please take a moment to appreciate that by now, only 1 second has passed since the beginning of everything. The universe, which has grown to 100 billion kilometers, is now cold enough to allow most of the neutrons to decay into protons and form the first atom, hydrogen. Imagine the universe at this point as an extremely hot soup, 10 billion degrees Celsius, filled with countless particles and energy. Over the next few minutes, things cooled and settled down very fast. Atoms formed out of hadrons and electrons, making for a stable and electrically neutral environment. Some call this period the Dark Age because there were no stars and the hydrogen gas didn't allow visible light to move around. But what's the meaning of visible light anyway, when there's nothing alive yet that could have eyes? When the hydrogen gas clumped together after millions of years and gravity put it under great pressure, stars and galaxies began to form. Their radiation dissolved the stable hydrogen gas into a plasma that still permeates the universe today and allows visible light to pass. Finally, there was light. Okay, but what about the part we didn't talk about? What happened right at the beginning? This part can be defined as the Big Bang. We don't know at all what happened here. At this point, our tools break down. Natural laws stop making sense. Time itself becomes wibbly-wobbly. To understand what happened here, we need a theory that unifies Einstein's relativity and quantum mechanics, something countless scientists are working on right now. But this leaves us with lots of unanswered questions. Were there universes before our own? Is this the first and only universe? What started the Big Bang, or did it just occur naturally based on laws we don't understand yet? We don't know, and maybe we never will. But what we do know is that the universe as we know it started here and gave birth to particles, galaxies, stars, the Earth, and you. Since we ourselves are made of dead stars, we are not separate from the universe. We are part of it. You could even say that we are the universe's way of experiencing itself. So let's keep on experiencing it until there are no more questions to ask.
Stories of the Bible. Creation. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was empty, formless, and dark. But the Spirit of God was there. On the first day, God said, "Let there be light." And God saw that the light was good. Then He separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day and the darkness night. On the second day, God said, "Let there be a space to separate the waters of the heavens from the waters of the earth." God called the space sky. On the third day, God said, "Let the waters beneath the sky flow together into one place, so dry ground may appear." God called the dry ground land and the waters seas, and God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let the land sprout with every sort of plant and tree." And God saw that it was good. On the fourth day, God said, "Let lights appear in the sky to separate the day from the night." God made two great lights, the sun for the day and the moon for the night. He also made the stars. God set these lights in the sky to light the earth, and God saw that it was good. On the fifth day, God said, "Let the waters swarm with fish and other life. Let the skies be filled with birds of every kind." And God saw that it was good. On the sixth day, God said, "Let the earth make every sort of animal." God made all sorts of wild animals, livestock, and small animals, each able to have babies of the same kind. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, to be like us." So God created man in His own image. He formed man from the dust of the ground. He breathed the breath of life into man, and a man became alive. Then He saw that the man needed a helper, so God put man into a deep sleep, and while he slept, God took one of the man's ribs. Then God made a woman from the rib and brought her to the man.
Hello. Hi.
Then God blessed them and said, "Be fruitful and multiply. Fill the earth and rule over it. Rule over the fish in the sea,
Hello, Will.
the birds in the sky,
Hello, Bird.
and all the animals that scurry along the ground." Then God said, "Look, I have given you every plant throughout the earth, and all the fruit trees for your food, and I have given you every green plant as food for all the animals." Then God looked over all He had made, and He saw that it was very good. So the creation of the heavens and the earth and everything in them was done. So on the seventh day, God rested from all His work, and God blessed the seventh day and said it was holy.
Bang Theory. Long before present times, humankind has been searching for an origin of our existence. Over time, many theories and religious beliefs have been formed around the everlasting questions of our origin. Among those theory is Big Bang Theory. It is regarded as the most probable and comprehensible by far. Reasons for this is it makes the most sense, and it originated from a scientific cradle of measurable and statistical facts as well as theories. The universe has been recently observed as an expanding production of its source, whatever it may be. The Big Bang Theory can be referred as the most presumptive theory as to why the universe is the way it
Reaction
is.
to the Genesis video. A unique feature of the biblical account of creation quickly emerges when compared with other creation theories. Genesis records God creating both time and space and everything that fills them within the span of 6 days, after which God rested on the seventh day. It is the only creation theory that is temporally structured. Not only is this temporal ordering one of the biblical account's most distinctive features, but also the period of time which God creates the world lays the foundation of key elements of the theology of the Bible. The Bible does not give us sufficient information to date the time of creation and the age of the earth, which makes it not a pillar theory.
The beginning of everything, on how scientists think the universe was created, calling it the Big Bang, the most famous scientific theory created. Part by part, the Big Bang thinks our universe was expanding itself, starting like a size of a football. It is shockingly on how scientists explaining every part of it, making us understand more on how they think the universe was created. 14.8 billion years ago. The Big Bang, it is how the scientists think the universe was created slowly but surely, which leaves us a lot of unanswered questions. We can even say we are the universe way of experiencing itself. It depends on how we truly believe how the universe is created. The non-scientific reaction on how God made the universe on 6 days straight, little by little, steps by steps, like how God made the light just by saying, "Let there be light," which is morning, and calling the darkness night. In the first day, like it is possible, it depends on how we believe universe was truly created. This came from the Bible, which most people believed in. On non-scientific, it depends on how our God created the universe, because there are a lot of religions and a lot of gods. This one is the Roman Catholic version on how God created our universe on 6 days straight, or almost a week, creating things that we are living and as a human being, which is also believed created by God. It just depends on how we believe universe was truly created.
Long before modern times, humankind has been searching for an origin of our existence. Over time, various theories and religious beliefs have been built around the perpetual question of our genesis. Much debate has been produced over this topic, and the most commonly recognized as well as supported conclusion is of the Big Bang Theory. Based on video I've watched, it actually informs us how the universe was scientifically constructed. It explains perfectly how rapidly the cosmos originated and the continual expansion of our universe. It essentially formed the entire universe that we know and all the elements, force, stars, and planets in it. More notability, most of the hydrogen and helium in the cosmos today was generated during the early days of the Big Bang. It is also fundamental elements in the organic molecules of life. The Big Bang is regarded as the most probable and intelligible theory by far. On the other hand, creation theory, God creating both time and space and all that within the 6 days, for which God rested, and it is. The Bible story of the man through the years, but this is of how it God more than